Welcome to Living from Crypto with myself, Tom Whitbread, and your host, Jeremy Carhart. We're here to discuss cryptocurrencies, the evolving market, and looking at positioning and how to make some money out of that so you can give up your boring day job or whatever you're doing and maybe turn this from a side hustle into more of a full-time earning. So today it is January the 15th, Monday. And we're just starting the markets a little low off of a weekend of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which are being spread about through various misreporting by the news, such as apparently a South Korean trading ban of cryptocurrencies, which later actually turned out to not be true. It's simply a case of ending anonymous trading. So KYC, know your customer rules, like giving an ID card, showing who you are, it's now coming into place in South Korea. So it's not really a massive deal. It's not a huge market changer. It doesn't mean a bear market or anything like that. It just means that black money, or whatever you want to call it, is going to find it harder to enter the market, which it's not exactly something we were building our houses on, right? We're not investing in this market just because there's hyper interest in it from all kinds of people. So we're here because the technology works, it's sound, is the future. So as you can see, the markets are really reeling, and there's always that split thought in crypto. Do I build a portfolio of Bitcoin, large caps, maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins, ICO projects? What's the best way to do? Is there a way to win this thing? Can I make more money if I invest in the ICOs or in altcoins than if I invest in the king, Bitcoin? I think it's really down to trading aptitude. If you can trade all those swings, be there at your screen, be there at the right time to pull the trades and place the orders, of course you can make a ton of money. But for most investors who have a family, a job, or are doing this on the side, it's probably not going to be that practical and maybe a bit too emotional having a huge portfolio of diversified between many altcoins, and when they start going down, because of course they're all related really to Bitcoin's value. So maybe not spreading yourself too thin. A few traders over the last week have come to me and said, do I feel it's going to be a bullish sign for some really random coins I'd never heard of, stuff with a ranking of like 2,000 and stuff. A lot of the projects are just, if you look on them, there's just a WordPress page, there's nothing there. If you're not feeling secure about holding that coin for the next year, I would really question about putting 1,000 or more in it.
Agreed. I tend not to even mess with anything below 50 on CoinMarketCap. I just, if the volume's not there, I feel, why get involved? You can't sell something.
Exactly. I mean, if there's no liquidity in these markets, what's the point? Unless you know the development team and there is really a real reason for you to hold that position, be wary of doing these things. And the same goes for rise and falls. There's always gainers and then they become laggards. People, they think things are just going to pump and pump and pump, and that's what Twitter wants them to believe. But of course, with Ripple recently, or Tron, these are strong projects, sure.
Let's talk about Tron.
Sure.
Speaking of that, I mean that made a huge leap in CoinMarketCap overnight. What's your take on that? Why
a total lie on Twitter. Someone photoshopped Nintendo Switch with Tron and said that Nintendo had officially adopted Tron. And Twitter went crazy, and people start, and then they get a technical signal, and then they say this is this is gonna go and flip above Bitcoin. And you're like, I'm sitting here just eating popcorn, kind of watching the market go by. I don't really understand why people can buy into these scams so quickly. Look at Tron now,
it literally came overnight, popped into this. I think it was higher than where it is now. I think it's 13th or 15th. I forgot. Let's see what it is.
It's 14 there, is it, or something? Yeah, 14.
Yeah,
so
14th place. Insane. Out of nowhere, out of left field.
Out of just pumping.
Yeah.
That gold rush fever is on. So I mean, if you're getting into crypto and you're getting burnt on these things, if you bought high on Tron, I've seen some tweets on Twitter today from some Indian gentlemen who put their savings into Tron. They put their whole savings account in.
Oh, geez. That's
why?
Yeah, that's without knowing really what it is. There's no proof. You know.
Yeah, they sell all their Bitcoin, right? They made a nice collection in Bitcoin. They entered the market somehow. They have a great gain, and they think, oh, I'm going to capitalize even more. This new great thing is here. Let me move it all into this market. They don't really do any analysis. They don't look at, okay, what's a fair price to start scaling in? Scaling in? That's an alien language. They just buy the whole lot in one purchase. It's
a little
bizarre.
bit of greed taking over too. People want to make that quick money.
I guess.
I'm guilty of that as well. I have to be honest. Not with Tron necessarily, but So, anyways, let's try to organize this back to the market cap for today. Pretty much a direct result of the FUD in South Korea. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's having a bit of fun with the market. There was the Ripple hype before. Ripple the flippening. Ripple's gonna overtake. Yeah. Oh, is it really? I mean, yeah. There was that hype. Dump your Bitcoin. Bitcoin's worthless. Analysts coming out saying Bitcoin's gonna see 5,000. Friends calling me up very late at night, worried, really worried. It's a resilient market though. I watch the order book like a hawk when these things are going on, and I can tell you now, it really cannot get below 11k, 12k on Bitfinex at least, because the orders are just insane. As soon as it reaches that level, we're seeing 200 orders, 900 Bitcoin orders, stuff like this, going through within minutes. So when you watch the data, the demand level is so high at 12k, 11k. And it's a slow grind up right now. I believe a consolidation time before our next big spurt. What would cause that would be the release of the Lightning Network. You see, a lot of people talk about Bitcoin not able to scale. Transaction costs are way too high. The recent convention, there was a crypto convention in Miami. It's a headline the media latched onto it. There was a crypto convention. People enthusiastic in Bitcoin went to the convention, but they couldn't pay in Bitcoin. They could only pay in Bitcoin Cash, because apparently Bitcoin is not viable anymore as a solution for accepting payments.
Well, speaking of Bitcoin Cash, I want to talk about this real quick.
Go for it.
You see my screen?
Yeah. I saw this tweet earlier today. Yeah, exactly.
So this is interesting. I mean, is this the whole debate whether Bitcoin Cash is faster and cheaper? Are we not seeing this?
Well, I mean, I urge any investors out there, don't believe the hype. Do a transfer. Move your money from a Bitcoin wallet to another wallet. Move your Bitcoin Cash from another, Bitcoin Cash wallet to another one, and time those transfers. See how fast they go. I've been doing a bunch. Bitcoin won every single time. I'm not saying that because I'm heavily invested in Bitcoin or anything like that. It's true. If you want to put those transfers down at the same time, you'll see Bitcoin generally clears in 2 to 3 confirmations. Most wallets call that a clear confirmation. Bitcoin Cash, it requires 12 confirmations. It takes hell of a lot longer to clear. And then, we got this current issue going on with the block size. I mean, Bitcoin Cash, we've now got miners reporting on the main pool that they are processing 8 megabyte blocks. That's the big news this morning. So they are taking on the bigger blocks, which means basically more centralization, higher transaction fees, and very easy to attack. If you want to send a bunch of 8 megabyte blocks through, it's not going to cost you very much.
Yeah.
So
are you holding any B-cash? I know they hate to be.
I hold both. Yeah. I hold both
a little bit as well.
I think it's worth having a position in both. I didn't buy it for much.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that now. But yeah, I'm looking for for us to break through and solidly close above 3K, going into 4K, and that would be somewhere I would be interested in maybe repositioning and buying some more. But at the moment, Bitcoin Cash is just starting. We're just starting to see this war, and I think it's going to be a long war through 2018 between the two camps.
Yeah.
Lightning Network is definitely the most interesting part, because people always dissing Bitcoin, saying it takes so long to clear and never be the future and transaction costs so much, but they forget about the Lightning Network. They forget about the MAST setup, M-A-S-T, which is a new protocol that's being built on like a second layer for Bitcoin. Basically, this technology allows us to have smart contracts in Bitcoin. So with MAST, if you were to decease or something like that, or something happened to you, you could set up your wallet to automatically pay out your next of kin directly off the blockchain. So you would tell your next of kin, this is the key. And, you know, if I ever pass away or whatever, you know, if I don't come home tonight, you can, you know, do this, follow this procedure, and you can unlock my Bitcoin. Or it will go 50% to you and the other to your sister or your brother.
That's that is an amazing piece of technology if we learn how to use that and it's widely adopted, because that's a concern of mine. I have all my keys, I have all my backups. If I was to go, who would know how to unlock this stuff? I would have to, as I did, tell my wife to call you to figure it out.
Right. Same, yeah. You know, I would tell my wife to call you, right? We've got no insurance. We've got nothing here, no security. So these smart contracts, it's making Bitcoin even more user-friendly. And that's not even something your bank has, right? I mean, if you were to pass with your bank, you need to talk with your will, right? You need to get this stuff processed with a solicitor and stuff. This skips the middleman. This is automatic, you know? Your children are going to have cash in hand.
Definitely quicker. I mean, with banks in the U.S. and I'm sure in England, there is a system where, you know, if you can prove you're the next of kin or you're the family member, you can withdraw the assets, but it's going to take maybe a year to go through that process.
It's certainly, you know, you're going to maybe be without cash, right? Be calling an uncle or aunt or someone, right?
Sure.
There's going to be some helping out. All I mean is this is really 2.0. This is really another way of doing finance. This is having your own bank, you know. This is it's fantastic is what it is. So and that's just one use case example of MAST. There's going to be many more coming. You know, and with the payment channels on the Lightning Network as well, this is when we really start seeing Bitcoin become more of a utility.
Yeah.
And being able to move the smaller transactions. I think as it stands, it's still the easiest way to move $1 million or more is with Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's still the easiest way to move large chunks of money. So I think that's why it will always become favorable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the KFC story, exactly. KFC Canada is now accepting Bitcoin for a bucket of fried chicken.
So things are moving on, you know, things are progressing. Bitcoin's getting more and more widely accepted. Amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't eat KFC, but
yeah, I don't eat it, but you know, the Bitcoin bucket is quite
it's pretty cool.
It's quite on the stage.
So on that topic, let's go over some of your positions in the cryptoverse, for example.
Sure.
And I'll go over mine, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Your positions and where they are as far as, you know, ICOs or just staking in different already existing cryptos, or HYIPs, or mining, whatever. Let's hear how you know, what you're doing for our users.
Yeah, I mean, for me, mainly the big ICOs of last year was SpectraCoin's Bank Era, which is pretty interesting if you haven't heard about that. It's ICO for like essentially a bank which would allow easy access to your funds for fiat purpose, for fiat remittance.
Okay, what was the ICO called?
That's Bank Era.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Bank Era. So that's from SpectraCoin, and you can see their MVP online at spectracoin.com. It's available for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dash, NEM, and they actually have their own token, BNKs.
Okay.
Yeah. The interesting thing with the BNKs is they're paying me a dividend. So you actually receive payouts. I think it's bi-weekly, or it's at least once a month.
Yeah.
I get a payout in Ethereum based on what it's been processing in their MVP, SpectraCoin.
Very nice.
So that's pretty cool. It is still in ICO, so the door's not closed. You can still get in. And yeah, I think they are nearly at the end of their distribution, so probably got another month or 2 months.
Yeah. What do you? I'll take a look at this later. What do you think all this Telegram hype?
Telegram is going to be huge. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean that's a big one. Telegram and Kodak also getting in the space.
Kodak is very interesting. I hear a lot of negativity about it. A lot of people are saying it's ridiculous. It's kind of like that. I don't know if you heard about the Long Island iced tea company that changed their name to Long Island Blockchain Company or something like that.
Of course.
People are trying to compare that and Kodak.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure everything kind of looks shiny and the same outside if you've never been in the building, yeah? But, like, what on earth are they talking about? It's nonsense. Kodak is a huge photography company that is bringing a new technology product to the market. And the other company is trying to ride off the coattails of blockchain to make some money, right?
Bingo.
It's
You're
like comparing
right.
apples and pears and saying, well, lo and behold, these are different fruits. They taste different. Yeah, we know that. The Kodak coin is a huge thing. Photographers worldwide know the Kodak brand, and being able to also marry that copyright ownership thing, intellectual property need with Kodak, and then bring that sort of triangulate that with a new payment method, a Kodak coin. Oh my God, this is a huge opportunity, and it's not to be underestimated. I'm sure Kodak is a technological enough company. They manufacture cameras. That's a really technical task. Pairing that up with mining, with their own coin, with this whole system they're doing, it's a fantastic time to be alive, a great time to be investing. It's definitely not to be compared with the
Long Island.
Long Island. They're totally, they're uncomparable. Something to get fired up about for sure.
No, I agree. It is not fair to compare the two.
And the other one would be Envion. Let's have a look at the Kodak coin. It's just
It is pretty interesting. I mean, but as photography being a hobby of mine, I've seen this go on through years and years of different companies trying to figure out new ways to protect copyright in photography.
Yeah.
So
exactly, yeah.
Can Kodak pull it off through an ICO, or is this just a way to save a company that's been hurting financially for several years? And to be honest, I'm surprised they're still running.
Still
today.
going.
I mean, film is film. We need it.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to have, but I actually hope they can pull it off. I like the idea of I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, if it's going to take bits and bits and store all those bits on the blockchain and create a thumbprint of that. I don't actually know. I haven't read the white paper. I will before I consider investing in this ICO. So, but it's interesting.
Yeah, give it a read. Yeah, have a look at it. I mean, there's a lot of things in there, and it mainly focuses around, looks like a modified version of the S9 Bitmain Antminer, which is now called the Kodak Coin Miner. There's various images floating around social media. Some of them look quite photoshopped, but I assure you they do actually have this. This was demonstrated, I believe, in New York. Something along the lines of, you rent the space in their facility. You don't actually do the mining at home. So if you've been thinking about entering mining and it's just so bloody noisy, you don't want it in your spare room, you don't want the thing running in your house, this would be for those kind of investors. You can get involved in mining, get some return out of that, and do it with a respected company such as Kodak. They're not going to run off with your money. It's not some dodgy cloud mining thing.
It is cloud mining to a degree, but it's just not dodgy.
Well, yeah, it's just not taking the risk out of it, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. So, very interesting. And I'll go over it in more detail on, by myself and understand this, but it's strange. Envion, that one's pretty cool. Envion, sorry.
Yeah.
Envion,
however we're saying it, yeah. You want to switch over to their ICO, yeah. It's nearly finishing. We're nearly at hard cap with them. I'm not sure if the door will have closed by the time this podcast goes out, but yeah, if you were able to get some of Envion early on, good on you. Otherwise, yeah, definitely look at buying some when it reaches the exchanges.
I did. I'm pretty excited. Got in on that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Should be pretty interesting. I think it's closed. Oh no, it's still.
Then
almost done.
How much is left? Yeah, I mean, hardly anything. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
5,977 blocks left. So guys, if you're listening out there, you want to get on a pretty interesting ICO, you have about 10 minutes left. I don't know about 10 minutes, but you don't have a lot of time.
A few days, yes. So yeah, I've picked this one out. Envion, for me, is a very interesting ICO because it is a patent-pending approach on bringing a mobile mining unit, which is fully sustainable, unplugs itself from the infrastructure, the power infrastructure of coal or nuclear or whatever power you're getting, and really just puts it in the solar and wind powered area. That's it. It's totally sustainable. It is powered by its own solar panels on top of this. I don't know if you can get a picture of it up there. It's basically a mobile unit. It's a shipping unit, shipping container. And what they've done is they've modified this thing, and they've gone to great lengths doing R&D to basically create this mobile mining farm inside of this shipping container with all this cooling system and like I said, solar and wind power to power it. So it's modular. It can be deployed anywhere that they need it.
So even the solar panels can be moved, the turbines can be moved.
Yeah.
Or those are stationary, but the actual mining facilities down here.
No, it's the whole thing.
These can be moved anywhere, anytime.
They can move the whole thing, as far as I understood from what I've been seeing. Yeah. Everything, unless anyone's going to correct me. No, as far as I know, everything is deployed by Envion. The shipping container, the solar panels, the wind.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess one could ask the question, why do you want to move? Let's take a look at Genesis Mining, for example. They're stationary. They're based in Iceland. They don't move. They're probably not offsetting their power by as much solar as these guys are. They're probably paying huge expense on electricity. So right away we can see the advantage of Envion. But the moving part, why would you want to move? Why would you want to get up and move and go to a different area? What's the benefits of having it fully mobile?
Well, I mean, who knows the future for Iceland? Who knows, that everything's going to be the same in a year, in 2 years? Like you're just saying, are Genesis resourcing their energy sustainably? Because in China, we're just seeing now, they literally are told officials, let's give them a goodbye. Let's tell miners bye-bye. We're going to make it harder on every single front. They're going to make it harder for mining in China, harder to get the power. They're going to tax them more. There's going to be, it's way more difficult to run a mining farm. Way less lucrative, shall we say. By design. So many miners are choosing to go to Canada now, as apparently there's an abundance of sustainable and cheap energy. So this is definitely, it's a pull in the market, it's a serious drive. Energy is ultimately the force that we draw upon. If we want mining to exist, mining is a prerequisite of the crypto world. Whoever owns a mass amount of mining has a serious asset in their portfolio, and who has the even larger asset is who owns the power. So if that power is sourced sustainably, you really hold a very nice position in the world's crypto markets. And this is what Envion is allowing us to have exposure to. That's where we're walking to when we invest in Envion. I think with Genesis, we're investing in something which is a retail solution. It does serve a means to provide us with a cloud-based hash power that we can all buy a bit of. It's very popular, and I'm not dissing it in any way, but it may not be sustainably sourced. The government may say at some point, you're using way too much power, we need to make you pay more, and then the Genesis rates would go up, or maybe there would be changes to the service. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea. Genesis mining, it's not been smooth sailing. There's been turbulence along the way. There was a time we couldn't get any payouts, and
by far,
each other,
it's the best mining out there for cloud mining, but it has had its little bumpy roads here and there. But it's pretty solid. But we don't know the life of it. I mean, we have these so-called lifelong contracts, but I've seen other companies like Hashflare change their lifelong contracts into 1 year's overnight. So
Right.
could that be coming with Genesis? I don't know.
I hope not.
I hope not
bloody
as well.
hope not, mate. I hope not. It could happen. Anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
So diversity is the only way you're going to sleep safe at night. It's your cushion. You know, okay, well, all my eggs aren't in one basket. If Genesis goes tits up, whatever, you also own Envion.
Yeah.
Whatever else comes along. I'm sure this won't be the last one, Jed. You know, I'm sure.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's, for the next episode, let's go over both our strategies of investing. But we're on the 26 mark now, so I think we can
there, right?
easily talk for 3 more hours. But let's wrap it up, because I don't know if our viewers want to hear us babble on forever. Anyways, all right, everybody, thanks for listening. Yeah. And until next time.
Yeah, until next time. Thanks very much. Bye.